You are listening to Sharing Abundance, an In Time Tech podcast. We love the support and thank you for listening. Enjoy!
Hello and welcome all. Today we are with the US team of In Time Tech who are visiting the India office. So I have Tristan with me, then Robert, Miles, and Travis, Lisa, and Jacob. So welcome you guys. And Ranjita, she is my co-host for this episode.
Thank you
Thank you for
having
having us.
Thank you. So let's start with the introduction for you guys. Maybe Miles, you can start.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey everyone, my name is Miles. I've been with ITT for about 1.5 years, and I've been working as a software developer, currently moving in kind of the mobile development space. I'm doing some work with AYC Mobile and St. Luke's, and have my hands in a few other projects as well. And yeah, I've had an amazing time so far here at India, and it's passed by really quick, and we're actually heading out tonight. So kind of excited and sad at the same time.
That was good to hear. How about you, Robert?
Yeah, so just like Miles, I'm in the company for just over a year. I'm in software development as well, working with the truck stop team on their RMIS side, and really liking it there, and really glad to be here and experience this with everybody. So I'm excited to talk about this and hear more.
I'm just gonna say he goes by Bo.
That's true. So when you hear Robert, you can think Bo.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm Tristan, also a software engineer. Been with In Time Tech since end of January 2022. I'm on the St. Luke's team that Miles is starting to transition into, where I work on native iOS.
by the way, what's your age? You might.
I'm 24.
Oh,
Yes.
you look very young.
I know. I get that a lot. Yeah.
How about you, Lisa?
So my name's Lisa Watson. I've been with In Time Tech for about 15 months. I got started just after my mother started here, so she kind of pulled me in. I started with Hewlett Packard doing manual testing for HP ITSM, and then I've gone over to AEYC project, and as a product owner, and just have been loving my work since.
Oh, that's great. So your mother is still here?
Yep. She works with Iris as a Scrum Master.
That's great.
My name is Jacob Bess. I've been with In Time Tech coming up 1 year in September. I'm currently functioning as the quality assurance lead for the India and US side for Next Gen AgTech. And are we going to go into like talking more or just introduction?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Whatever feels
Whatever
natural.
feels natural. Yeah.
It's been pretty powerful to meet my team and get to interact with them on a very personal level, because when you're halfway across the world, you miss out on a lot of the friendship and like the that you're working with other people outside of a workspace. Everything's so business professional when you're in Zoom meetings, and you miss out on their actual personalities. Like we have the opportunity to like actually have Zoom calls with them, but you don't get to go and have a drink or have a smoke or share a plate of food where you sit down like a family, and you know they're putting food on your plate and you're eating with your hands, and it's been such a like beautiful experience, like, and it encourages me, and it's created something that I've been missing in my life, to have that attachment and closeness with people who aren't just my family, but that are my family now by choice.
That's really great.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, that was great.
So you write books or something like that? The choice of words is really good.
I'd like to write on my free time, but I like to read a lot too.
I felt that in your words.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Travis Holter. Been with In Time Tech for about 1.5 years. This is my first job after I went to a boot camp. It's my first job as a software developer. I started off as a software developer, and now I'm moving into a leadership position in the truck stop account. And I've had a great time being here. Everybody is so friendly. I've had so many people to meet. I fear that I can't remember everybody. Between Jaipur and Bangalore, there's about 100 or so developers on the truck stop project, and I've met them all very rapidly. So yeah, it's really been a great experience among many other things.
Just to introduce myself, I'm Ranjita, and I work in HP configurator and PPU projects as a manual tester. So let's get started to the next question. So you will be working in MST hours and we will be in IST hours, and we have two branches in Bangalore and Jaipur. There are multiple people that, it's hard to remember the faces and the names with new slang, right? So how difference you feel when you are there, and what is the, good point that you are here, and what good things happened with the team? What difference it made in work life?
Yeah, for me, I discovered that no one's a stranger. We're all a family. And even though we are living in different continents and even different cities, we're one team. And so I was welcomed in as family, and I truly feel that and feel connected with my counterparts, whether they're working remotely in the US or working remotely in India. I have a new bond and kind of stepped into their world. So it's really changed a lot for me.
So what really stood out for me when I first got to Jaipur, the truck stop team was extremely welcoming. Hope you guys are listening, all you lovely people. Thank you so much for just taking me and Travis out that very first day. And the motorcycle rides were just absolutely incredible. It was kind of an eye opener for us to be able to, see Jaipur in its true beauty, the experience of that, and then just now taking from that, we were able to hang out and just really act as a team, and it was enlightening. So thank you.
Something from you, Tristan?
Yeah, something that kind of struck me was when I first came to India, I kind of assumed that there would be like an initial phase where we're kind of like strangers and things are awkward. But even interacting with my team over Zoom for a few months, like it felt like friends getting back together. It was cool. Like I just knew them, and they took me out to show me the city, and it was great. It was awesome. Everyone's very welcoming.
Yeah, and when we are in different time zones, we don't get to interact that much, right?
Yeah.
We just get only a few hours. So like you created that bond in just few hours of talking to them. So that's good.
So for me personally, when we first got into Jaipur, it was definitely a culture shock for us. We have so much in America, and we take so much for granted. And that's the first thing that struck me was driving through on that bus and just seeing how much we have, and just the differences of everything. And then also realizing how much more I want to give, and taking that not just with the community part of it, when landing in Jaipur, but actually meeting my team for the first time, and they were just so loving and welcoming. It really made me think like, well, so while I was in Jaipur, I got very sick. So it was about 2 days, really bad stomach pain and things like that. And this comes up, there's meaning behind it. So I got super sick and I kept ignoring it. And I'm like, I'll get over it. And then all of a sudden it was, probably about day 3, I was practically in the fetal position, like just so sick. And the first thing, the response for my team for AUIC is I had one message after another, just reaching out. How are you? What can I do for you? Like, let me know, like I really want to help you out. And it was just one message after another. At one point in the hotel being sick, I actually had medicine delivered to my hotel room door. And just seeing that experience of, I talk to my teammates every day on Zoom, twice a day. I interact with them daily. And to me, those were interactions on Zoom, and they were with people that I didn't actually know. And the second I walked into the office in Jaipur, the day after coming, that I, because I wasn't able to go in the office yet. But the second I walked in the office, it was like I had known these guys my whole life. And they welcomed me as if I was their family, and they just had so much love. And what opened up to me in that moment is how much we want to bring that back to the United States. Like when we have people that come visit us, how much more I want to open up my door to them and just show them the love that I felt in that moment when I was sick. And with the love from the people that I had never met and I felt so incredibly close to, on top of the experiences that we had being there, on top of the experience of being able to go see Jeet's hometown and realize the person that is taking care of every single one of us, where he came from, where he is today, and thinking about where we came from and how much more that we could do for every single person here. And coming from that, coming to Bangalore, just bringing that love with me and wanting to do that much more for everyone. So every day I come to work and I want to work my tail off. I want to do it for everyone and show and give back the love that I felt the day that I was sick in Jaipur.
That's a really great discovery for you.
Yeah.
A lot of times we get, for me personally, on my project, working with the offshore team, and being in a management type position, working with the QA people that are underneath me, it always seemed to come across as like, I don't want to waste your time. And like, having met the resources, Samira and Charita here in Bangalore, like I feel like that's been dissolved. Like that they feel comfortable knowing me firsthand and like being able to like be involved, like come waste my time. Like it's open, like that whole like hesitancy, being not having met the person in real life to like experience their personality, to really like strengthen a connection and bond, like that's dissolved now. And like what got created from my experience interacting with my team is just, I want to be more involved, but in that way with my team. It's shown up for me, like working with my team. It's like they'll message me and I'm super excited. Not that I wasn't excited to talk to them before, but it's different now because like I have moments that I've met, like I've hugged them, I've touched them. They're real people. Like they're not just up to big things, but like I want to be invested in my team, even more so than I was before. And I really feel like that's the whole purpose, and that's why Jeet allowed us to come and experience this, because this is what he teaches us. Like we're all up to big things and we're all one big family, and like create these bonds, be connected in a way outside within work, but also outside of work. And it's so difficult to do when you haven't met that person in real life. And like Lisa said, like, I want to show more hospitality, because being a stranger and coming here and seeing how we were treated, like there have been instances working at the company where people come visit and I'm like, hey, how's it going? I'm Jacob. And then I go back to work. And like, I see like the contrast. I'm like, God, that was very rude. Like I need to do more. Like I want to do more. Like I didn't mean to be rude, but like, I don't know, in the States, it's just how it is. And so like, it's such a culture difference. And like, I find it so much more impactful and beautiful. And like, that's something that I want to internalize and bring into my life and my experience at the company, into my family and everything. It's a very beautiful experience.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I think it's amazing what you can create with somebody in just a few hours of knowing them. And I'm really gotten by what Jacob just said about the purpose of coming here was to connect and build those relationships. This is my first tech company, but other people have shared with me with other tech companies they've been in the past. They would never imagine that their company would pay to send them just to go meet some people on their team. And I think that it really speaks to Jeet's understanding of the value of connecting, and also just valuing connecting, not necessarily that it, have a certain return, monetary return or anything. But yeah, I felt really blessed to have this adventure and meet and connect with so many people. I think Zoom is a really powerful tool, but it lacks the magic of being in the same room with someone and being in the same time zone, sharing drinks, sharing food, getting invested in each other's lives. And I think that's created a lifelong connection just in one trip, just with a few hours with somebody. And that's beautiful and amazing to me.
Thank you. Yes, I would like to add on to this point that I joined ITT last year, March, and I have all my I'm a tester basically, so all my developer team sits in Jaipur. So I went to Jaipur last month. It's been 20 days. It's kind of relationship like you give a build, I test it, I raise a bug. That's all our relationship.
Yeah.
Lisa can relate to me more on this.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm a tester, yeah, that's what I do.
yeah, so once you go, when I go there, so how much efforts they put on. Like I see every time what they're doing when I raise each bug. So and it's talking to them and explaining in person what I wanted from this was really a nice experience. So when I feel more connected to my team like never before.
Yeah.
You almost feel like more invested into the project.
Exactly.
Like I'm so much closer to my project, and just within the week here in Bangalore is Like I seriously feel
15 months equal to 1 week.
yeah, exactly. Like I feel like I learned more about my project and about what everybody was up to on my project just within this short period of time that I was able to be here and to connect with my team than I have the entire time that I've been on our project. So that alone was powerful enough for me.
I've been building a feature
Mhm.
and just kind of doing my own work. And there's one person on my team here, Sagar. He works upstairs, and he like came down as I was working, and he was like, "Hey, I have this test case. Can you just like test this really quick?" And I did, and I was like, "That's so cool that he can just come down and we can chat
Like just
about
to be able
this
to just do the
potential."
work right
Yeah,
then.
yeah. Going through the whole process. Yeah, that
And
was
so productive. Yeah.
it was amazing.
That was a great share. You guys were here for just 15 days, right?
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
So yeah, in 15 days, you can't imagine that you can create this much, right?
Mhm.
So Lisa was sharing that she wants to take something back, and Jacob, like the love and the hospitality. So is there anything that you feel that there like it's very much good in the US side, and we should adapt something on the India side?
And exactly the vice versa of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the other way around.
No, we are gonna hear both. What is there, which is not here, which is here, which is not there in US side.
We want to hear
question.
this.
That's a really tough
question.
question.
Yeah.
I'd like to bounce off of something Jacob mentioned a little bit earlier. I think that in the US, I guess more than India, I haven't experienced the work culture in India other than just the 2 weeks I've been here at Intime Tech. But a lot of people, the majority of people, they get abused by their companies, and they have a lot of past experiences and a lot of mistrust. And for people attending Creating Abundance for the first time on the US side, it's a really difficult shell to break through because they think, who is this Jeet guy? What does he really want out of us? Like what's like they expect a deception and they expect manipulation because it's been happening to them their entire lives. And I think that comes through connecting with people in the office. Be like, hey, I'm Jacob. Bye. Like, hi, how you doing? And like in my role, I've tried whenever someone's new to the company, I tried, to go talk to them a little bit and I've found that they've been really appreciative of that, like because I don't think it's happened to them a lot, and I don't feel like that's the case here so much, and I think that's something we could bring back from India.
By the way, I don't know about other places because this is my first company and I'm continuing here. But yeah, I have heard similar kind of stories outside, and this is something where Intime Tech comes into picture. The culture that we have, the people first thing.
Mhm.
So the offsites, I can feel that difference after my first offsite. So when we went there, I was all confused, and today when I see my life, it's completely a huge transformation. So that's I think I don't know about other places, but yeah, certainly at Intime Tech, that's something that you can take back.
I think the biggest thing taking back is the family aspect. When you walk into the door here, it's just everyone is just so welcoming and so loving and just so kind to each other and just ready to help. In the United States, we do have that. Like we do have people are kind, but we kind of stay in our own bubbles. Like we're each up to our own things. But being able to just be one family, like when you walk into this office and you see everyone talking, but at the same time they're getting their work done, but they're doing it together. And we need a lot more togetherness in the US because we don't have a lot of that. Everyone kind of goes off into their own silos and everyone's doing great things, in their own way, but bringing that where it's one whole piece with all of us, like that's something that is so much more needed in the United States.
Yeah, for me, I want to bring back to the States the idea that like Intime Tech being across multiple continents is totally awesome. Like I think some people get the wrong impression like Intime Tech is American company and outsource its labor to India because it's less expensive, but it's like, no, go to the Jaipur office, you'll change your mind about all of that. Like big things are happening in the lives over here that I've really experienced. So I want to make sure people know that like In Time Tech is an Indian and American company. So
Soon to be more, right?
yeah, soon to be more. Watch out, world. And then some other things that I really enjoyed was kind of towards the end of the day, my team would be like, hey, let's go get some tea. I was like, now? Okay.
Yeah.
And so then we all just went upstairs to the cafeteria, sat down, had tea, talked about whatever we wanted to talk about. And that was like the best way to end the day. So I want to bring some sort of tradition like that and take little breaks like that.
Yeah.
More of a group mix.
I still feel like that was a trick question, like what do we want to say is good in US that you can apply here in India? Like, I'm still caught up on that question.
The only thing that I could possibly think of that we would take from the United States and apply to India would be traffic laws.
Very good.
We want
That's a
stop
very good
signs,
answer.
we want stoplights, and we want traffic laws.
Honestly thought the same thing.
Life in India would be great. The habits, though, the human habits, at least in time tech habits, like I absolutely love in India.
One thing that I do know that happens on my project specifically that I only see on the US side, because that's the hours I work, is we do a lot of mentoring for our junior developers that come onto the project. I didn't really have an opportunity to experience that here in India. I'm sure it happens, but that's something that our team is really, really effective and good at. So if it's not happening here, then that was one thing that we
Like mentoring people.
yeah, like pair programming and just spending time and developing that individual skills.
Do you have immersive programs? So people coming out of development and transitioning to their project.
Actually, me and Ritvik were the example. I'm a manual tester moving to automation testing, and he's a DevOps moving to .NET development. So we have
Yeah.
They also have interns.
people who are still studying in colleges, so they do internship. And I want to know that what is the one craziest thing that you have done in India that you will never forget in your life. It might be anything, you know, your
Completely
career, or
different
might
than
be
our
the
whole
food,
life.
you had too much of spice, or the party. So one craziest thing from everyone.
Just one.
I can go on. I can write a list of it.
Okay. Miles, you wanna start?
I need to think.
A crazy thing that I really enjoyed was riding on the back of motorcycles around Jaipur. You know, my mom would, she would freak out. Like, she forbid me to ride motorcycles when I was a kid. And riding around on a motorcycle in that traffic was thrilling and an experience. We've also had a couple of dance parties here and
Learning how to
Yeah.
Indian dance.
yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah, and we went to a place over the weekend, and some of us went there again last night, and someone there recognized me from dancing a couple of nights before. He goes, "Oh, I remember you from the other night. You're dancing." I was just like, "All right, thanks, man." So I've probably danced and partied more here than I have in like a year. So,
So you have made some local friends as well apart from office.
yeah, apparently I have.
I say more than friends. They're, I think fans, not
Fan,
friends.
Autograph.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been my experience.
I think for me personally, it's not so crazy, but more surreal that I met somebody as powerful and passionate as Venkat, and we connected in a way that we did. And what's crazy is we got matching tattoos.
That's for the lifetime.
Yes, that's a lifetime. So we're bonded for life, and so it's not crazy in a sense. It's surreal and it's empowering, it's beautiful, but it's on that same vein. Like, I never would have thought like traveling to India and meeting somebody and just like, hey, let's go get a tattoo together and feel like
Or
empowered
get a
by that.
tattoo in a dark alley.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
could have just thrown that
You
in
mind
there.
explaining what does it mean? The one which you got in India.
For me personally, It's Morse code, dot dot dash, which is V. And for me personally, it's for Venkat.
Oh,
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
That's so cute. Yeah.
so much of love in this.
So, yeah. Thanks, Jacob.
I love you. I love you too, man.
Yeah, for me, it's cutting loose on the dance floor, and I'm still a little sore. And I had trouble keeping up with some of the other guys from India that were on the dance floor. They had a lot more in them, but that was really fun to just be free. And I gotta say, everyone has some really cool dance moves.
They might,
Unorthodox, but effective.
they might have a lot more drinks in them than you guys.
I think the craziest thing for me is definitely the food. That's the number one. All of the things that I tried that I would have probably, if I saw it in the United States, it would have been an absolutely not. You usually run. But yeah, some of the foods that I tried, which even turned out being great, and some are my favorites. I rode an elephant. That was definitely on my bucket list, is getting up there on an elephant. It was just the coolest thing. I got a palm reading from a guy, and he was completely off. He said I'd have 2 children. I actually currently have 6. So that was probably the funniest experience. And just so much fun making those memories and just doing so much. Yeah. Actually, I think the scariest thing that we've done here is walking down the streets of Bangalore. Like for the traffic reasons. Yeah, I think.
Not for the dogs reason.
Oh,
That's
no,
really
and there's that too. There's stray dogs, which we had to talk Jacob into not petting at least 50 times of being here. Yeah, Jacob kept wanting to pet the dogs, so everyone had to talk him out of that. But yeah, no, it's almost like your life flashes before your eyes when you walk down the streets, because you feel like you're gonna get smacked by a car any moment. But yeah, that's it for me.
Can you share some of your favorite food names?
Chicken biryani is my it's my absolute favorite. Pooja Javali actually brought me to my favorite one ever. I actually have some right here. We have some for later, but it was so good. The flavors are nothing that you would ever experience in the United States unless she plans on sending me the recipe, so we're about to get that going and make that change.
Oh, foods are prepared by herself and bought?
No, I told her that she needs to go to the restaurant, ask him for the recipe and send it. But that's the plan, is to bring that back to the office. I would love to make a huge amount of it for for a Friday or something for the employees, and just let them experience that. And I will make everybody eat with their fingers, because something that we were not used to, but it was also an amazing experience. It's the little things.
It really is.
Yeah.
I think just exploring the city has been incredible. I grew up in Meridian pretty much my whole life, so it's really small, and I haven't gone to like New York or anything. So seeing how big Jaipur and Bangalore are is mind blowing, and it's really laid out differently than Boise.
And the lights are really beautiful at night.
Yeah.
I think there's so many lights, but it's so pretty.
So anything from you?
Sure. Yeah. So this is gonna sound kind of interesting, but something that was pretty crazy for me. My wife is absolutely obsessed to like a very addictive level of these Korean dramas and Chinese dramas and like Korean boy bands, BTS. And I didn't think there was gonna be anybody on her level. But shout out to this girl named Anuba. She is from the Jaipur office, and she might even be topping my wife in just addictions. And so I got them two together on Instagram, and they've been chatting like crazy. And it's just a really crazy experience. I never would have thought that because my wife was obsessed with something, that she would now make her new friend. that I had made.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's just one of my coworkers. That's crazy. So
That is-
With most of, here from India, we are all BTS fans. I
Oh,
love, we like, I'm gonna marry him one day if he says okay.
and then to answer the food question, anything that's in a clay oven, so all the tandoori's, is my all-time favorite. I don't know what the green sauce was that is served with everything tandoori, but the combination of those two is incredible.
You
So,
eat with whatever food you like, it give a different flavor of it with green chutney.
yeah, a green chutney. Yeah, yeah,
Chutney.
We call it chutney, chutney sauce.
yeah.
So,
It's so good.
I want to shout out to the coconut chutney. I
wait.
would not wish this on anyone. I don't like coconut chutney at all. And coconut is my favorite in the United States. You're welcome.
Wow, okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And it was really great to listening to your sharings. Actually, we also had a lot of fun with this. Like any of you guys, we are not from our teams, but then it really felt very good to bond with you guys. I was talking to Travis and Miles and Tristan. Sorry, sorry for that.
okay.
So we didn't know each other, but then we were just talking and all. So it felt really great. And you sharing your experiences, that was really something that made me care more about the things that we have here. So it is really great. Thanks for taking out this time for us and recording. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much for
Thank
having
you.
us.
I would like to thank you everyone because I know this is our last day here and you will be having your parties planned again to dance.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
This was awesome.
Thank you for listening to Sharing Abundance. Be sure to visit our website and check out our other episodes at intimetech.com. That is INTIMETEC.com. Thanks again for listening.